Hey guys, welcome to SmackTalk Wrestling's Royal Rumble review. We're going to look at all the matches which happened last night in Houston, Texas. What a bloody awesome night. I am still recovering because, my God, I'm still in shock. I watched a certain return, which I'll talk about later on in this video, about 20 million times because my brain just couldn't accept that it happened. What a night. I think this was probably one of the best pay-per-views so far we've had, and I think this is probably one of the best Royal Rumbles we've had in a long time. So we're going to look at every single match from the pre-show to the main show, and I'm going to grade them from 5 stars. Now, before we get started, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press that bell to keep notified. Now that's all said and done, let's get on with the 2020 Royal Rumble review. So first things first, let's look at the first match on the pre-show, and we're looking at Sheamus versus Shorty G. Now this has been, at first I was like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm excited to see this. Shorty G's a great athlete, Sheamus, veteran, just returning. This could be a very good match. And it was good. It was a good match. It was only 12 minutes long was this match. Now, for a kickoff show match, that's really good because it just, 12 minutes is still enough to tell a story. They managed to do that. Shorty G's aggressiveness towards Sheamus. Sheamus, showing everyone, Sheamus is a powerhouse. Sheamus looks absolutely ripped. That Celtic Warrior workout stuff really does work, it seems. Obviously, I'm not doing it, but if you're into your workouts and stuff, I definitely recommend checking out Sheamus' YouTube channel for that. But yeah, a very good storytelling. Shorty G working Sheamus' leg. I always find this interesting. When you got a veteran returning, you want him to work with someone who's going to put on a good match, but also protect the talent who has just returned. And I think Shorty G is that. I think Shorty G is so underrated. I think management know how good he is, but they just don't know how to use him. And these type of matches where he is, yeah, he lost, but he made Sheamus look good. Sheamus made him look good. This was a good match. I hope there's not going to be another match between these two. I hope this is the end of their story and they can go off and get proper storylines leading up to WrestleMania. Because I want Sheamus and Shorty G to have proper storylines going into WrestleMania because I think they both deserve it. But yeah, the working on Sheamus' legs, Sheamus bit overpowering was awesome. It was a good starting for the pay-per-view. If you want to really advertise the Royal Rumble, this is a good way to start it, I find. So for me, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 stars. Good, solid start match, but nothing too important to write home about. Next up, we had Andrade versus Humberto for the United States Championship match on the kickoff show as well. I was again, if you're going to put on a title match, this is probably the one you really want to put onto the kickoff show. There's not been much time for them to build up the feud. I know they had a feud beforehand, but Humberto got injured. He was off TV for a while, and Andrade had a really good feud with Rey Mysterio. And again, Andrade continuing to have great, really good matches. And he's really worked his ass off recently, and I think he has. I think he's probably one of the most underrated US champions we've had in a long time. I think he's his series of matches with Ray. I think if we get another series of matches with Humberto, which we had before Humberto's injury, we could really see a good another good storyline. I was kind of expecting, I don't know about others, but I was kind of expecting Andrade to have a new US title design. He maybe introduced it last night. Royal Rumble is big stage, so showing off a new title on a pre-show could be really interesting, especially if you're giving it away for free. People will be like, oh my God, But yeah, it was a great match. Zelina Vega, she looks absolutely stunning. I am jealous of Aleister Black for his marriage with Zelina Vega. But yeah, it was a very good match. Both guys having their Lucha Libre backgrounds, which does help. I've always said this, once Andrade turns face, because it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of time when Andrade turns face. I hope he continues to use the Three Amigos. I think that is, we've got Ray who uses the Frog Splash, which is in tribute to Eddie, and Andrade using it, he does it for like a mocking reason, but I think if he turned him face, he'd still use it, but it would be more of a tribute to the late great Eddie Guerrero. So for me, good match. Both guys really putting on a show, really advertising why you should keep watching the Royal Rumble, and buy it if you don't have the network. I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. I think it was better than Shorty G and Sheamus' match, and I think it was a great free match to give away on the pre-show. Next up, we have the big dog Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. Falls Count Anywhere match. Damn, this was a really good match. You started off with Roman coming out. Let's talk about one thing. I can't have been the only one where you saw the really crappy 3D image where like they do those virtual images now when the wrestlers come out, but mostly the SmackDown guys. But yeah, you had a really bad it looked awful design of the big dog Roman, and then they zoomed out and they had Roman's logo, the big dog design. I was like, oh, that looks better than what they've just shown of like a virtual version of Roman Reigns, but still, it's still better graphics than what we got in 2K20, so why can we have those graphics in 2K20? I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a hard hitting match. You had Baron Corbin come out on his whatever that thing is, I have no idea. He's getting carried out by his followers, and then the match starts with Roman not wasting any time. Falls Count Anywhere matches are one of the most interesting matches for me. I always find them like they could be either really, really good or really, really bad, and I think this one came more into the this is going to be good territory, because you got two guys who are hard hitters, and no matter what, they're gonna try and put on a great show. I think this is the thing with Corbin. I think for a long time we've gone, Corbin, he's crap, he's terrible, he doesn't really do much. And I think lately, a lot of people appreciate more and more of that. He's actually got really good in-ring ability. I think his in-ring style has really improved, but his character development, this King Corbin character, which he's really, really hammered in since winning the King of Ring, just really works for him. And I think Roman Reigns let's be honest, he is the face of the company, especially for SmackDown side, really works as well, because you have the biggest heel and probably one of the biggest baby faces in the company taking each other on. They're both hard hitters, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this time it did work. I know a lot of people weren't really interested in the Roman Reigns Corbin feud, but I think it works. I honestly do. I think that it's probably one of the better feuds we have of the late runs of lately, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, they were hitting the crap out of each other. They went to the international announcers table. Corbin put Roman through a table, then Roman put Corbin through 2 tables, then you had Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode coming out to help Baron Corbin, then the Usos came out. This is exactly what you want. There's Falls Count Anywhere, nothing, there's no DQs, nothing like that. You had Jimmy and Jey Uso just trying to, I have no idea what Jey Uso was trying to do, but he jumped from the top of the technical area right down onto Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode and Jimmy, and almost looked like he killed himself. Baron Corbin just picks him up, throws him into a barricade, which was set up by Dolph and Robert Roode, which was awesome. Then you have the big dog just beating the crap out of him. He put him in one of those toilets, those movable toilets. Beat the crap out of each other in there, and then on the base, because they did a good job. I liked that, you couldn't tell there was grass underneath. So when they got to like the dugout for the baseball thing, and they were on top of that, and it looked like Corbin was going to win it, Roman hits the spear, 1, 2, 3, Roman wins the match. This was about a 20-minute match, and they went all over, and that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how far they'd go with this Falls Count Anywhere match, because sometimes they just go from top of the stage back down to a ring, and that's about it. I like that it was in the WWE universe. It was in areas you didn't expect it to be, and I like that it ended on something iconic like a baseball bench top. I thought that was really cool. I think that really kind of solidified that anywhere this match is going to end, and I liked that. So for me, I really enjoyed this match. It had a lot of different factors into it, but for me, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Really good start of the show, and it just amped up exactly what we were expecting for the Royal Rumble. Next up, we had the 30-woman women's Royal Rumble match. So I'm going to break it down into pretty much eliminations. I can't really remember who eliminated who in every single bit. I wish I wrote it all down, but I didn't. But I am going to do the draws and the time, how long they're in the match pretty much, and how many eliminations they did manage to do, because I've got that kind of written down, but I just forgot to write down who did it. So we started off with Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. Very strong pairing. Alexa Bliss lasted 26 minutes and 34 seconds, and she eliminated 3 superstars. Bianca Belair beat the record. She has now got the record. She started with number 2. She lasted 33 minutes and 20 seconds, eliminating 8 superstars. Next up, we had the Mighty Molly. Really good to see Mighty Molly returning to WWE. I did kind of predict Holly Molly would return, but I'm not giving myself any points because I said, you know, Holly Molly, not Mighty Molly. Even though it's the same person, I am happy to say that. But she was eliminated by Bianca Belair. She did last 10 minutes and 21 seconds. She eliminated no one. Next up, we had Nikki Cross. She came in. She lasted 15 minutes and 8 seconds, and she eliminated no one. Again, I was surprised Nikki didn't eliminate anyone. I was expecting Nikki to do a little bit more. Then we had Lana turn up in 5th. She was drawn as number 5. She was eliminated by Liv Morgan when she came out. Lana lasted only 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Lana, again, I really like the story they're doing with Lana and Liv Morgan. I know a lot of people don't like this storyline, but I hear they're going to have a match on Raw tonight, so that'll be interesting. I might stay up and watch that because I like the Lana Liv Morgan storyline. Very interesting one. It was good. Mercedes Martinez turned up from NXT. She came out and she actually did a really good job. She lasted 8 minutes and 14 seconds. She again did. I honestly thought she eliminated someone, but apparently she didn't. Liv Morgan came out at number 7. She lasted 44 seconds, only eliminating Lana, but Lana got her eliminated when they were feuding outside. So then we had Mandy Rose come out. She was number 8. She eliminated one person. She lasted 8 minutes and 49 seconds. She was probably one of the best stage saves of the night, was by Otis laying on the floor. No one saw him down there. Mandy looks like she's been eliminated, but she falls right on top of Otis, and everyone's like, oh my god, there's Otis. He saves her from being eliminated. She continues the match. Candice Relay comes out. Again, I didn't see Candice get eliminated. I honestly, for a long time, I was like, where's Candice? And then, like, my friend messaged me. I was like messaging my friend. I was like, where's Candice LeRae? And he's like, dude, she got eliminated by Bianca Belair. I was like, oh, right, okay. Then we had Sonya Deville come out. She lasted 5 minutes 31 seconds. She eliminated one person. Then we had Kairi Sane come out. She lasted 5 minutes 22 seconds. Didn't eliminate anyone, but she had that really cool bit where she had her umbrella out, spinning around, and you know, I was hoping she'd use it as a weapon. You've got it. Jack Gallagher used it a few years ago. Use yours. Mia Yim came out from NXT. She lasted 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Then we had Dana Brooke come out. Again, Dana Brooke, a superstar I expect to do a lot more, and you just, again, she got eliminated by Bianca Belair as well. She only lasted 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Tamina came out. Again, I was expecting a lot more. There was a good show of like Bianca Belair, Tamina. I was like, oh, this could be an interesting one. She lasted 39 seconds before being eliminated by Bianca Belair as well. Next up, we had Dakota Kai come out. She again only lasted like a minute and a half in this match. She eliminated no one. She was eliminated by the person who came in after her, and that was Chelsea Green. My shock prediction. So, you know, my surprise entrant. I actually felt like Chelsea Green was going to come in at this point. She lasted only 12 seconds because she was too much laughing at, pretty much gloating over eliminating Dakota Kai. She got eliminated by Alexa Bliss. So yeah. Then we had Charlotte Flair come out. Charlotte lasted 26 seconds and she did win the Women's Royal Rumble, but I will talk about that later. Naomi, apparently down as a free agent. I think she's on SmackDown. I think she's actually going back to SmackDown. She lasted 22 seconds and 22 minutes. Sorry, not 22 seconds. She lasted 22 minutes. And to be honest with you guys, she spent most of that time on the tables. She did that awesome bit where she nearly hit the floor. She managed to hold onto the railing. She looked like she was going to be eliminated, and she managed to get to the commentating tables. But she spent a lot of time over there messing around, so she wasn't really in the match that often. But she's coming back from injury or something, so. Then we had Beth Phoenix coming out at 19. Beth Phoenix had only one elimination, but I do want to say one thing. She lasted 23 minutes, and for about, I would say about 20 minutes of that match, she had a bust head. You could see it pouring out from the back of her hair. So for me, you know, Beth Phoenix for me was the absolute MVP of that match. Then we had Toni Storm come out at number 20. The only superstar to represent NXT UK, so that was cool to see Toni Storm in there. She lasted 18 minutes and 40 seconds. She was eliminated by the number 30 participant. Didn't eliminate anyone. Again, I'm expecting Toni to do a lot more in that. Then we had Kelly come out. She lasted 2 minutes and 29 seconds. She was eliminated by Charlotte Flair. Sarah Logan came out in number 22. She lasted 28 seconds before being eliminated by Charlotte Flair. And then we had Natalya come out. She lasted 14 minutes and 43 seconds. Natalya had a good showing in this match, very strong, but she was eliminated by her former tag team partner, Beth Phoenix. Ixie Lee from NXT, she lasted 10 minutes. Didn't really do much. Zelina Vega lasted 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Again, didn't eliminate anyone. Blackheart turned up. Very interesting to see Blackheart. A good reaction. There was like a bit of a quietness, and then you could see the NXT diehards chanting for her. She lasted 7 minutes and 57 seconds. Carmella came out. She lasted 6 minutes and 36 seconds, eliminating no one as well. Toni Knox came out from NXT. She lasted 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Again, didn't eliminate anyone. And Satina Morales, she eliminated herself after Beth Phoenix and Natalya kind of got her into a hard corner, and it was great to see Satina back. So that was, you know, Morella back. That was awesome. Then we had number 30 favorite to come out. Shayna Baszler, she came out and she lasted 4 minutes and 27 seconds, but she eliminated 8 superstars in that time. And there's a handful like Naomi, Beth Phoenix, Toni Storm. She destroyed Blackheart, Knox herself. But like I said, Charlotte Flair did win. She lasted 26 minutes and 19 seconds, eliminating 4 superstars in the process. For me, the matches were good. The whole that part of the show was really good. But the main thing for me was that Charlotte Flair was the most predictable victor, and I've got to say that I was kind of like, I wanted Shayna to win. I think everyone wanted Shayna to win, and when Charlotte beat Shayna when they were the last two, everyone just started booing. And I think it's because, again, I think someone put this the best way possible on Twitter. WWE don't know how to book women's wrestling, so they're going to go back to the safety bet of most likely Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So for me, I'm going to give this, because I did enjoy the returns, I did enjoy the match itself, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It would have got 4 if Shayna Baszler would have won. Next up, we had Bayley versus Lacey Evans for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, I wasn't very keen on this match. I wasn't really amped up to see it. So when this was the shortest match of the night, and you can understand why. I think a lot of people who watched this match was in the same ballpark as me, where it didn't feel like. I think the force trying to turn Lacey Evans. I think there's a lot of people who do like Lacey Evans, and that's understandable. She has a great record, military background and all this lot. But going from trying to put her as one of the big heels on Raw when she first debuted, to pretty much drafting her over to SmackDown when they lost pretty much all kind of any creative ideas with her, trying to push her straight back into a title shot since she's joined the Blue brand. And it just, for me, didn't feel like it worked. It just felt like they're trying so hard with Lacey Evans. She's got talent, she's got ability. Yes, she's definitely going to be a future women's champion. But I think this was way too soon. I think there's better storylines in this than what we're getting with Lacey Evans and Bayley. And the whole thing was, Lacey Evans feels like Sasha Banks and Bayley are trying to discourage her and take away her, and demean her and her child and all this lot. And I was like, really, is that the storyline we're going with? I get it, it's very strong to use a child, and you can easily get that kind of heat if you have a child involved in a storyline. But my god, it just doesn't work. I honestly did feel like half the time I was like, yeah, Bayley's gonna win this, and surprise, surprise, guess what? Bayley won it. It was a roll-up. She won the match, and that was about it. I'm gonna give this match a 1.5 out of 5 stars. I wasn't very interested at the start. I was hoping I would get more and more interested when the match went on, but it really didn't do anything for me. So like I said, 1.5 out of 5. Next up, we had the Universal title match where we saw the Fiend's Bray Wyatt taking on Daniel Bryan in a straps match. This was a damn good match. This was, for me, this could have been the best match of the night in singles competitive style. Just great. I absolutely loved this match from start to finish. There was some points in my head where I was like, Daniel's going to win this. Daniel's going to win this match, isn't he? And there was a bit of me like, I'm a Daniel Bryan fan. I like the Fiend, I like Daniel Bryan, so I was rooting for either way. I was happy who would ever win this match. But my god, it was physical. I'm glad they used the straps. I'm glad Daniel Bryan did an awesome DDT onto the commentating table with Bray Wyatt. That was cool. Bray Wyatt just taking all the abuse. The yes lock with the strap. Oh my god, that was awesome. Just Bray Wyatt just not giving up. It's just, I like that. Like the Fiend, he can take damage, but he's just going to get back up every single time. He is that horror monster character, which I think SmackDown needs. I think Brock Lesnar's the beast, but I like that Bray Wyatt he's a monster. He's a horror monster. With Brock, he's just meat. He's just a big, scary piece of meat. Bray Wyatt is something from the nightmare realm. That's just how cool he is. He's interesting. He actually has character, and the bits where he's telling Daniel Bryan to hit him. That is good storytelling and everything into it. And then you have the bits and bats in the story which really gets you going. Daniel's going to win this. Daniel Bryan's going to win this match, and then he doesn't, and your brain just goes, how did he not win this match? It looked like he was going to win this match, but your brain's going, I'm so glad that the Fiend is still Universal Champion, because I honestly don't want to see him lose. I honestly don't want to see him lose out of WrestleMania. I know that's probably going to be the plan, is for Daniel or Roman to win the Universal title off the Fiend at WrestleMania, because that's what I'm hearing right now, is that it's going to be a triple threat match with Roman, Daniel and the Fiend at WrestleMania. I hope that doesn't, if that's going to happen, that's fine, but let's just hope that the Fiend wins this match. But my god, what a hard hitting match this was. At the end, where you got the Fiend just taking down Daniel Bryan, you got Daniel Bryan stumbling after the match, the Fiend celebrates holding his title, then he disappears, then you get Daniel Bryan getting carried out by the officials, and you're just like, and you're seeing that stumbling, that selling after that match as well. just brilliant. Daniel Bryan and the Fiend, what a great match. I am going to give that match a 4 out of 5 stars. Awesome match. Awesome singles match for the night. Next up, we had the Raw Women's Championship match, where we saw Becky Lynch defending her title against Asuka, and in Asuka's corner, Kairi Sane. So Kairi Sane was in the Women's Royal Rumble match. This was again a very strong, good match as well. This was again really good match, and I wasn't expecting it. For me personally, I think the ending was very predictable, but I think that the match they put on was really good. Again, just showing how good Asuka is once given opportunities to be on that big stage, which she deserves to be on. She does. Asuka is one of the best women's wrestlers in the company, and I'm kind of glad they have started to use her a lot more, you know, putting the women's tag team titles on her, and Kairi Sane was a smart move. Having her feud with Becky Lynch, you know, Becky, I don't want to describe her as, oh, she's the Stone Cold Steve Austin of the women's division, but she's very much close to being the biggest figurehead in the women's division with Charlotte Flair. Those two, I think, you got the two biggest feuds ever. You had The Rock and Triple H for a long time back in the day, and now for the women's division, I think we could say in a few years' time, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Those two are gonna always, I think Becky will have the less title frames than what Charlotte will, but I think Becky will have the, Becky will have the longer reigns than Charlotte will, and I think it does work. Again, these two were hard. This was a hard-hitting match. Becky going all out, putting the disarmer through the ropes. Kairi Sane getting involved a few times as well, which did help. But Kairi was still recuperating from the Royal Rumble match, and then it looked like the official got knocked. It looked like, oh, this could be it. I was hoping this would be the end, that Asuka comes in and she uses the green mist, but no. Becky kicks her into the stomach. The green mist hits Asuka in the face. Asuka goes down. Becky pins her. Becky retains the Raw Women's title. Again, this was a strong match, very entertaining from both women. I really did enjoy it, and I think that, for me personally, I think it should have been Asuka who won the match, and I think Becky should have had that storyline of redemption to try and get the Raw Women's title. But as I said in the Women's Rumble match, WWE don't know how to book the women's division, so they're going to just do what they always do. They're going to have Becky and Charlotte most likely going to WrestleMania to battle it out for the Raw Women's title. So for me, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 stars. Entertaining match, very hard hitting, probably the best women's match of the night. So, good on them. Next up, we had the main event, the men's Royal Rumble match. This was a good Royal Rumble. At first, I didn't enjoy it. I won't lie. We had. At first I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome, and then after a while I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible, and then at the end it was like, oh my god, this is the best Royal Rumble match I've ever seen in a long time. Not the best ever. 2010 is still my favourite Royal Rumble, and ironically it has the same superstar returning in that one as well, which I will get onto. But let's start off with everyone in this match. So first things first, we started off with the WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, who put himself in #1 position, and because he wanted to dominate the whole WWE roster pretty much. Brock Lesnar came in at #1, and #2 was none other than SmackDown's Elias. Pretty much throughout this match, for the first 13 superstars, first 15 superstars, it was Brock Lesnar dominating. So we had Brock Lesnar. He lasted 26 minutes and 24 seconds, eliminating 13 superstars. First superstar to be eliminated by Brock Lesnar was none other than Elias. He lasted no longer than 1 minute, mainly because Elias was singing. He would have lasted a lot less if he hadn't sang. Brock Lesnar hit him with his own guitar and chucked him out of the ring. Next up was Eric Rowan in #3 position. He got eliminated in no longer than 8 seconds. It looked like we could have seen a great brawl between two big men, but no, didn't last long. Next up we had Robert Roode, who lasted no longer than 41 seconds before getting absolutely chucked out of that ring by Brock Lesnar. John Morrison came out in number 5, where Brock Lesnar only lasted 9 seconds before Brock just killed him. Kofi Kingston came out and he actually did a lot better. Kofi managed to last long enough to see 2 other superstars come out to help him before he got eliminated. It was 5 minutes and 6 seconds. He lasted as long as possible. Lasted longer in the Royal Rumble match than in his WWE title match against Brock Lesnar on the first SmackDown on Fox. So a little bit of redemption there, I guess. Next up in number 7's position was none other than Rey Mysterio. Rey lasted 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Again, he lasted long enough to see Big E come out. Big E lasted 53 seconds, but Big E, Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio probably had one of the best moments of the night, where all 3 managed to use their, I'd say, finishers. We had Kofi Kingston's Trouble in Paradise, the big ending by Big E, and the 619 by Rey Mysterio, before Brock Lesnar just destroyed all 3 of them and eliminated them. Next up in number 9's position, we had Cesaro. He lasted 18 seconds before being eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Again, I was expecting a lot more from Cesaro. He deserves so much better than that. In number 10's position, we had none other than Brock Lesnar's best friend from college, Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin actually came out and offered to help Brock Lesnar eliminate the rest of the superstars. Brock and him hugged, even got a hug of Paul Heyman. It looked like this was going to be a partnership, and then Brock betrayed him in 37 seconds. Next up in number 11's slot was none other than SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke looked like he was actually going to do quite well in this before Brock Lesnar eliminated him in 20 seconds. Next up was MVP. He lasted 24 seconds and he only lasted 4 seconds longer than Shinsuke Nakamura because he was chasing Paul Heyman around for a bit of that time. He was eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Next up we had Keith Lee, who lasted 3 minutes and 32 seconds. He managed to hold out till the time until Braun Strowman came out. Braun Strowman came to help out. Not really, because Braun just attacked everyone with Keith Lee. The big pot for Keith Lee and Braun Strowman was when they started beating the crap out of each other, tried to eliminate each other, but they got eliminated by Brock Lesnar at the same time. Next up was Ricochet. Ricochet lasted 3 minutes and 9 seconds. He got tossed around by Brock Lesnar for a while. It looked like Brock Lesnar was going to have some fun with Ricochet until Drew McIntyre came out. Drew McIntyre literally stared down Brock Lesnar. Brock was too occupied looking at Drew McIntyre, and he got kicked in the nuts by Ricochet. One Claymore kick later, and Brock Lesnar has been eliminated. Brock Lesnar lasted 26 seconds and 26 minutes and 24 seconds before, and 13 eliminations before a kick in the nads and a Claymore kick got him out of the ring. Ricochet was then eliminated by Drew McIntyre soon after that, only lasting 3 minutes and 9 seconds. The winner of the Royal Rumble was Drew McIntyre. He lasted 34 minutes and 11 seconds and eliminating 6 superstars. Next on the list of superstars to come out was number 17, The Miz. He lasted no longer than 30 seconds before getting Claymore kicked by Drew McIntyre and being eliminated. AJ Styles came out to the ring and lasted 7 minutes and 49 seconds. He eliminated no one in the Royal Rumble match, but he was eliminated by a legendary superstar returning, but it looked like he needed to be eliminated because it looked like AJ Styles was injured. There was a lot I saw. You didn't see it much because the cameras kept away from it, but the bits you did see looked like AJ was talking to the officials. There was a bit of officials around him for quite a bit of a time, and even when he got eliminated, he looked a bit boggy, like he had a concussion or something. Like he definitely had a hit in the head. Number 19 was none other than Dolph Ziggler. He lasted 12 minutes and 20 seconds, eliminating no one. Carl Anderson came out at number 20. He did help out AJ for a little bit. He lasted 9 minutes and 46 seconds. Probably the biggest pop of the night was number 21, my favourite superstar of all time, the Rated R Superstar, Edge. He lasted 23 minutes and 43 seconds, eliminating 3 superstars throughout the night. Baron Corbin, who came out in number 22, only lasted 4 minutes and 6 seconds, getting eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Biggest pop of night was Edge's return, and when Corbin got eliminated, and when a certain other superstar got eliminated as well. In number 23 was none other than Matt Riddle. He got eliminated in 41 seconds. He got eliminated by Baron Corbin. A lot of fans were not happy with that one. Luke Gallows came out in number 24. He only lasted 2 minutes. He was eliminated by Edge. Randy Orton came out in number 25. He eliminated 1 superstar throughout the night before being eliminated by his former tag team partner, the Rated R RKO partner, Edge. Awesome. It was good to see Randy and Edge work together. For me, childhood memories coming back there, seeing those two work together, seeing Edge. I said this to a friend, I'm not gonna lie, I did have a bit of tears of joy when Edge came out. I know it's sad, it's only wrestling, but when someone who had to retire 9 years ago comes back and you see him and he looks absolutely awesome, you're just happy for him. And it was just tears of joy just to see him back in the ring doing something he did love. Number 26 was Roman Reigns. He eliminated 2 superstars before being eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Roman lasted 16 minutes and 1 second, going to the last 2 with the final 2, and I will talk about that later. Kevin Owens was number 27. He lasted 6 minutes and 59 seconds. He was eliminated by Akam and Razor. Aleister Black lasted 5 minutes and 6 seconds, coming in at 28. Samoa Joe 29, lasting 4 minutes and 25 seconds. And the final entrant of the Men's Royal Rumble was Seth Rollins. Seth was eliminated by Drew McIntyre. Samoa Joe was eliminated by Seth Rollins. So was Aleister Black, and technically Kevin Owens was as well. Let's talk about the final 4. Well, the final 3. It was Edge, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. I'm not making that. That was fantasy booking in my eyes. I was like, yes, I'll take that. Three guys who I honestly think are legends. I think are really good. Like, Edge is a legend, Roman's a great competitor, and Drew McIntyre has taken. It's about damn time Drew McIntyre had this type of, Roman eliminates Edge. Huge boos for that. Claymore click onto Roman, and then Drew McIntyre wins the Men's Royal Rumble match. Wow! From going from like the commentator said, it felt like 2 Royal Rumbles in one, and I definitely agree with that. For me, the first part where you got Brock just eliminating everyone till he got eliminated, I mean, you had a traditional Royal Rumble match. It just felt great, and I think with Drew winning, and the fans really wanted that to happen, I'm going to score this a 4 out of 5 stars. Brilliant. Mainly because the returns were fantastic. MVP coming back was good. Edge returning just brings back so much childhood memories and so much joy just to see him in a ring once again. So, like I said, a 4 out of 5 stars. And there you go, guys. That was the Royal Rumble for 2020. What did I think? I think it was a really good pay-per-view. I think yeah, there's some criticisms like Charlotte Flair winning the Women's Royal Rumble. I think that's poor booking on that half. I think almost every singles match was quite predictable on the victories. But Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble is worth it. Edge's return. I know there's been rumours, and we've all heard the rumours, and then Edge denying it, but him coming back was just perfect. So, yeah, I'm happy. I think that I'm happy for this pay-per-view. So for me, I'm going to give the Royal Rumble for 2020 a 3.5 out of 5 stars. What was your favourite bit? What was the best bit for you at the Royal Rumble? Leave it in the comments below, guys. If you do like these videos, please remember to like, subscribe, and press that bell to keep notified. If you want to follow us on the old Twitter, it's at SmackTalk YouTube. That's a U and a tube. If you want to follow me on the old Twitter, it's at Boyze88. And I'll see you guys next time. on SmackTalk Wrestling Reviews.